গাইস আমরা এখন মাউন্টেন শো দেখতে আসছি, দেখতে পাচ্ছ লো লাইট সিচুয়েশন সব বন্ধ হয়ে গেল। Everest.
The call of the mountains is irresistible. For every person who loves the high of heights, the thrill of vertical challenges, and the adventure of tough climbs, the mighty Mount Everest is the final frontier. Since time immemorial, the towering, enigmatic, treacherous, alluring, snow-capped Mount Everest has stirred the soul of mountaineers. Thousands have started their climb from its foothills, their hearts singing with hope. Many have lost their lives along the way, their quest ending in a snowy grave. But the victors who reached the top have tasted the heady exhilaration of touching the skies, kissing the heavens, and having the world at their feet. And to succumb afresh to this temptation was an 11-member team from the Himalayan Mountaineering Institute, Darjeeling. Under the experienced leadership of Colonel Neeraj Rana, the principal of the institute. The team consisted of Subedar Mahavir Singh, Lakpa Norbu Sherpa, Noduk Bhutia, Pavel Sharma, Havaldar Kamal Nair, Lance Nayak Inder Singh Adhikari, Nayak Yamuna Prasad, Puchum Sherpa, Somindu Mordunge, and Nayak Narendra. On 13th April 2012, the team was flagged off in New Delhi by Mr. Subhash Chandra, Joint Secretary, G&Air, Ministry of Defence. On the following day, that is the 14th, the team flew to Kathmandu from the Indira Gandhi International Airport, New Delhi. The next few days were spent in Kathmandu only to make final preparations and obtain required clearances from various ministries. 17th April, the team flew to Lucknow, landing at one of the smallest airfields in the world at a height of 2,884 meters. And on that day itself, the team marched on foot to Pakding at a height of 1,800 meters. The 4-hour-long trek was covered in merely 1 hour 50 minutes, and this initial descent was only the beginning of the exceedingly demanding and challenging ascent to follow. 18th April, the team started moving to Nanche Bazar at a height of 3,200 meters. Once again, the 6-hour-long trek was covered merely in 4. After resting there for the night, the team spent the following day there only to get acclimatized to the climate and conditions. 20th April was the day for another 400 meters ascent to Tangboche at a height of 3,600 meters. The climb continued on the following day as well, with the team reaching Feriche at 3,950 meters. Here, the team rested for the night and spent the entire 22nd for rest and further acclimatization. Refreshed and recharged, the team set out for another 650 meters ascent to Lopuche on the 23rd. and after a short 5-hour rest, moved up to Gorakshep on the 24th at a height of 4,900 meters. 25th April marked the beginning of the next phase as the team reached the Everest base camp at a height of 5,300 meters. The following 5 days were spent in acclimatizing and sorting out all the loads for further climb. It was here that the instructors were put through a small refresher training capsule, which was one of the objectives of launching this expedition. And for that very reason, the entire exercise was called Refresher Training Cum Expedition.
As far as the HMI instructors are concerned, every 2 years a refresher training cum expedition is taken out for the HMI, and the last expedition was to Mount Bakalu in 2009, and it was now a gap of 2 years that again a refresher training cum expedition had to be undertaken. And since the institute had not attempted Everest from the south side, so I decided that we should undertake this expedition from south, from the Nepal side.
Cautioned the team to leave the mountains earliest by the 20th, as it was likely to be hit by high winds. Fully prepared, the team left for Camp 4 on 18th May, the South Cone, and infamously called the Death Zone. After reaching Camp 4 at around 2:30 p.m. and resting for only about 5 hours, the team readied itself for further ascent at about 7:30 p.m. As the first attempts to scale the peak were made, the weatherman's prediction went awry. The menacing high winds were prevalent. Despite adverse and unfriendly conditions, the leader took a call to climb. But within a couple of hours, the weather, which had turned from bad to worse, turned again, possibly to the worst, with high winds hitting hard at 70 kilometers per hour. At a height of 8,200 meters, the leader finally decided to return to South Cone, and so did the other 8 teams on the mission. But the treacherous weather did take its toll, and by the 19th afternoon, rumors of many climbers dying started doing the rounds. On the next day came the official confirmation of 4 deaths. However, on their second attempt, the team confirmed a total of 11 deaths, 9 above South Cone, just below the balcony, and another 2 deaths on Lhotse. Sensibly, on the 19th itself, the team decided to retreat to Camp 2 at 6,300 meters. Despite unfriendly weather, the leader took a call not to go any further down. It sure was a difficult decision, as the next window for climbing was still 5 to 7 days away. But being thorough professionals, all of them agreed to stay put there only. 23rd May. As the team moved up to Camp 3, the leader decided to send 6 of his best climbers to scale the summit, and himself chose to stay back. Not an easy decision indeed.
It was a very tough call, and being a leader and with so much of experience behind me as far as mountaineering is concerned, I have learned with my experience that you always need anchor at the base or at whichever camp, so that one can control the team. And since out of these 6, there were 3 raw climbers, and when I say raw climbers, I mean to say is that they are experienced instructors with me, but they have never had the opportunity to go beyond 8,000 meters. So since they were absolutely raw climbers as far as 8,000 meter peak was concerned, I took a call that if some untoward incident, God forbid, takes place, somebody has to control the situation at that point in time. It was a very tough call. I really gave it a thought for about 15-20 minutes lying in my tent, and finally I took the call that I should stay back and control all these 6 members once they're climbing up.
24th morning. The team moved up and reached South Col at 2 p.m. and rested for a few hours before the impending climb at 7 p.m. Thankfully, the weather looked calm and friendly. At 7:10 p.m., the final ascent began, and the team got its first taste of success when 3 climbers, Puchum Sherpa, Havaldar Kamal Nair, and Nayak Yamuna Prasad, reaching the summit at 3:21 a.m. on the 25th.
India
A few hours later, 2 more climbers, Subedar Mahavir Singh and Pawan Sharma, were at the peak between 7 and 7:30 a.m. By now, the last member, Noduk Bhutia, was lagging behind. As the time was running out, the leader gave him half an hour to either try and scale the summit or return. But finally, it was success for all, as at 7:50 a.m., Noduk summited the peak as the last man.
My health was not supporting me. I was thinking my family, my kids, my wife, and my institute too. So once I thought I'll give up. Once I thought I will give up and go back. But being a mountaineer as a profession, I have learned other way how to maintain my mind.
But just when it looked like a tough task accomplished perfectly, the team leader received a wireless communication from a high-altitude Sherpa.
Summit, pass forward. क्या हो गया पावल? हिली स्टेप पे क्यों बैठ गया? क्यों नहीं नीचे उतर रहा हुआ? उसका रक्सैक देखो, उसका रक्सैक में एक डेक्सामेथासोन का इंजेक्शन होगा, ढूंढो निकालो, मेरे से फिर बात करो। इंजेक्शन नहीं मिल रहा है सर, उससे पूछो कहाँ रखा है। हाँ सर, उनके टांगों में इंजेक्शन मिल गया। ओके, वो इंजेक्शन निकालो और फिर मैं तुमको सिखाएगा इंजेक्शन। और
The injection was found and administered with the team leader's instructions over the walkie-talkie. It was a stunned silence for about 10 minutes. And finally, the entire team heaved a great sigh of relief on hearing Pasang's voice again. Well-detailed planning, rigorous training, high level of mountaineering skills, and absolute physical and mental fitness, coupled with excellent management and coordination, ensured complete success of this expedition, despite inclement weather and extremely adverse conditions from time to time. On 6th June, when the team returned to HMI to a rousing welcome, it turned out to be a day of loud laughter, tight hugs, and heartfelt congratulations. For all concerned, it really was a real story with a very happy ending.
ক্লাইম্বিং করবি? ক্লাইম্বিং করবি? চল, হ্যাঁ, চল।